Hey everyone, welcome back to Journey Talks. I'm Luna, your host, your curious companion, and the voice behind stories that take you places. Today's guest has just wrapped up an incredible journey from the calm, neon lit streets of Japan all the way to the colorful markets of Turkey. Please welcome Jack, traveler, storyteller, and I'd say a bit of a dream chaser.
Thanks, Luna. That's a pretty solid introduction. Hi, everyone. It's good to be here.
So, Japan to Turkey, that's a long route. How did this whole thing even start?
Honestly, it started with burnout. I was working nonstop, staring at screens all day. One night, I just looked at a world map and thought, okay, where does this line take me if I start in Tokyo and just keep moving west? And boom, that line ended in Turkey. I guess that's how it began.
That's wild. You literally drew a line across the globe.
Yeah, and it somehow turned into a life plan.
I love that. What was your first feeling when you actually landed in Japan?
A mix of calm and confusion. Tokyo is quiet but loud at the same time. Everyone's moving fast but politely. I got lost 3 times just trying to find my hostel.
Classic travel moment. Did you meet any locals who helped you?
Oh, yes, there was this old man who saw me struggling with my map. He didn't speak English, but he walked with me for 15 minutes to make sure I reached my place. We didn't exchange a single word, just smiles and gestures. That moment kind of defined the trip for me.
That's really beautiful. Sometimes the most silent moments say the most.
Exactly. I realized kindness is a universal language.
So, where did you head next after Japan?
South Korea, just a short flight. Seoul was the complete opposite of Tokyo. Loud, musical, energetic. I joined a street food tour and ended up singing karaoke at 2 a.m. with total strangers.
Oh, wow. You're living the real traveler life.
Yeah, and the food? Don't get me started. I think I gained like 5 kilos just eating tteokbokki and Korean BBQ.
No guilt in travel calories. What about cultural differences?
That was fascinating. Japan was discipline and order. Korea was expression and rhythm. It taught me that every place has its own heartbeat.
That's such a nice way to put it. Every place has its own heartbeat.
Yeah, and when you travel long enough, you start syncing with it.
That's deep, Jack. So, from Korea, you moved further west. Where to next?
China. I took the ferry to Qingdao and then trains across to Xi'an and Chengdu. That's where I met the pandas, by the way.
I could imagine you talking to pandas.
Guilty. They looked at me like, dude, chill, we're on break. But China was eye-opening. The scale of history, the Great Wall, the food markets at midnight. It's huge, overwhelming, but unforgettable.
Was it hard traveling solo for so long?
Sometimes, yeah, there were nights I felt lonely, especially in quiet towns. But then you meet someone, another traveler or a kind local, and suddenly you're not alone anymore.
That's the magic of it.
Totally. Travel breaks you open, but it also fills you up again.
So, from China, where did you go?
I crossed into Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and then Iran before entering Turkey.
That's such an underrated route. What was it like through those countries?
Mind-blowing. Kazakhstan had these endless steppes and a sty so wide it made me feel tiny. Uzbekistan was like a storybook, the blue domes of Samarkand shining under the sun. And Iran, Luna, Iran was pure hospitality.
Tell me about that. I've heard travelers rave about how welcoming Iranians are.
Yes, I was invited into homes just because someone saw me walking alone. Families shared food, tea, stories. Once a taxi driver refused to take my money. He said, "You are my guest." That's when I realized travel is not about sights, it's about souls.
Wow, that gave me chills. It's so heartwarming to hear.
Yeah, that kindness stays with you forever.
And then you finally reached Turkey.
Yes, the moment I crossed the border, I felt this strange mix of East and West. Istanbul is chaos and beauty dancing together.
Perfect description. What was your first impression?
Spice, color, noise, and then silence when I entered the Blue Mosque. The contrast was unreal.
Did you visit Cappadocia too?
I did. I woke up at 4 a.m. to watch the hot air balloons. The sky looked like a dream, orange, pink, and gold. I actually cried a little.
That must have been magical.
It was. When you travel that far, it's not just the distance, it's the person you become along the way.
That's profound. You've changed, haven't you?
Completely. I'm less afraid now, more open. I used to plan every hour. Now I just let life happen.
That's the traveler mindset. What's one lesson you tell someone who wants to start their own journey?
Start small. You don't need a big plan. Just one bus, one train, one step. The world opens up when you move.
That's beautiful. And honestly, I think that applies to life too, not just travel.
Exactly. You don't need a ticket to another country. Sometimes it's just stepping out of your comfort zone.
You've seen so many cultures. What's one thing that connects people everywhere?
Smiles. No matter the language, smiles break walls.
I agree. Even in a studio like this, a smile changes the mood instantly.
You're doing that right now?
Good. Mission accomplished.
But seriously, Luna, your podcast is doing something important. It reminds people that stories connect us.
That means a lot, Jack. That's why Journey Talks exist, to remind us that the world isn't as divided as it seems.
Exactly. The borders are real, but the hearts aren't.
I love that line. Borders are real, but hearts aren't. I'm stealing that for our next teaser.
Deal.
Before we wrap up, if you could relive one day from this journey, which one would it be?
Maybe the morning in Cappadocia. The air was cold, I had coffee in my hand, and the whole sky was floating. It felt like the world was whispering, "You did it."
That gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, me too.
Jack, thank you for sharing your story. It's inspiring, humbling, and full of heart.
Thank you, Lorna. And to anyone listening, don't wait for the perfect moment. Just start. The road will teach you everything else.
That's a message worth remembering. Jack, it's been a joy having you here.
The pleasure's all mine.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to Journey Talks. If today's story made you smile or dream a little, don't forget to share it with someone who needs inspiration. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep your heart open.